All right, so arrived in the mail last night. My A5 color booklet of Parallax football complete. Nice, compact color book with a back cover, front cover. Okay, and for those who have seen Parallax football complete, you'll recognize the art. The difference is we have color pages, which is pretty sweet. Just makes it a little easier to read on the eyes. So I thought I would go ahead and play a little bit with the new book. This one, for those who are curious, this is going to be signed. Actually, this one's in worse shape. This has got a little. This was dinged up clearly in the Lulu book. So that corner's a little white there, and this corner's a little white. Of course, it could have just been slightly off when it was printed. But anyway, I'll be playing this one. This one I'm going to be signing and mailing. So I'll be hand signing this and mailing this to a friend and subscriber as a gift. So I'm going to set that aside, put it right up there, and that will be signed and mailed to a friend and subscriber. Okay, so again, I wasn't necessarily prepared to play any particular thing, so I want to play a couple of the teams for the book. We're going to play the San Diego Saints. All right, so we got the San Diego Saints. That's an allusion to the Padres, for those who are curious. All right, their PA is B, their running is B, and their receiving is C. Their run stuff is C, their linebackers are C, and their coverage is C. Their punter is B. Their place kicker, F. Oh man, and their return man though is B. And there we have it, folks. We have quarterback Reynolds, running back Burns, fullback Greg, X Y Z X is Dawson, Michaels at tight end, and Tyson is our flanker. And of course our place kicker, and why do I write these particular players down? Because they're going to populate my box score. Their place kicker is Marlowe, their return man is Tyson. So I'm basically just writing down a cheat sheet of players for my box score. All right, and we'll play the Ohio Originals. They're the highest rated team in the fictional league in the book, the Ohio Originals. Why do I call them the Originals? Because Ohio is one of the earliest I won't say birthplace of pro football, but it's one of the earliest areas of the country that truly embraced football on every level. So lots of teams. Of course, Canton, Ohio is the home of the Hall of Fame. There were lots of Ohio teams in early professional American football. So that's where the Originals come from, Ohio. And for those who remember the old EA Sports console video game NCAA football, back in the day, in the golden era of console video gaming on your television, the golden era for football games was the PlayStation 2 era. There were tons of competitors, tons of games, and that college football was amazing. As well as some later college football, all the way up through the. But The first team I ever was the coach of in the dynasty mode of college football was Ohio Bobcats, the Ohio Bobcats. So I have a soft spot for the green and white of the Ohio Bobcats, although it had nothing to do. I randomly chose them, and I've always had fond memories of the Ohio Bobcat dynasty that I ran, that I played in the video game version of football. It was probably, all told, an actual better game to play than Madden at the time. But that version of Madden in the PS2 era was again probably the best version of Madden they ever made. All right, then we got McGrady at QB. Q is McGrady. We got running back is Raymond. We got our fullback, who is Fisher with a P. And then we got our X, our Y, and our Z. Patterson. Our Y is Klaus. And Raymond, oh, wow. No. Gary was our tight end. Whoops. Gary. Klaus. All right, and then our place kicker, Dennison. And our return man is Patterson. All right, we're going to be in Ohio. And again, we have all of our charts here. So first things first, very simply, I need a notebook with pages. So let's fish this out. Oh, man, I've got too much stuff piled up. All right. So here we go. We're going to have San Diego at Ohio. Originals. Ooh. And we are going to play just 4 possession games. 4 possession quarters. The books recommend 16 to 18 possession games. I think this recommends different based on the quality of the team. All right, so PA versus linebacker. So B versus B. B versus B is C. So passing for San Diego. San Diego's passing will be C. San Diego's running is B versus D. Ooh, B versus D is B, so their running is B. And their receiving chart is C versus A. Ooh, C versus A is D, so the receiving chart is D. Their place kicker is very simply F. Their kick return is a place kicker on kick return is B versus B. So kick return is B versus B is 25. And their punt net. Their punter is B versus their return man C. So B versus C is 45. Wow, good punt. Okay, the Ohio Originals passing. Again, we look at passing versus linebacker. So A versus C. Wow, they're going to pass well. A versus C is B. They're running. D versus C, not good. D versus C is D. Their receiving is B versus C. B versus C is C. Their place kicker is B, and their kick return, let's see, their kickoff is F versus C. Is 28. Nice. And their punt is C versus B. Punter is C versus B. 39 is their net. All right, and I'm not using point of attack, but for those who don't know, again, the Parallax Football Complete version features static point of attacks based on the era or the style of football, indoor football, high school football, and the grade that they have in the game would give them a set number. So, for instance, B for San Diego for fictional would be a +1 today. So they would get a +1. As a matter of fact, let's do that. I'll go +1. So I don't have to write down POA, I just go +1. Ohio's D. D in fictional is -1. So Ohio is going to be a -1. And there we go. I don't even have to do. And then for receiving, we're going to add. So fictional's receiving grade for San Diego +2. and receiving grade C on fictionals plus 3 yards. All right, so now I have accounted for point of attack adjustments, static, based on their matchup grades for each team, and I've also adjusted their receiving pass completion. So these two charts are not in simple or E because simple, there is a point of attack chart in the E version, but in the simple, and in the simple version, but in the E version, in the simple version of the books, this is already factored into the actual receiving charts, so you do not have to do any extra math. So you can see here, D plus 2, F plus 1, right? Well, in the E charts, there is no, the D, that plus 2 is already added to everything on the chart, so you don't have to worry about doing any extra thought processes, right? It's streamlining it for your brain. And then again, we have our matchup chart, our kickoff chart, our punt chart, and our field goal chart. All right, so let's get started. We're going to give Ohio the ball first, although you would normally do a coin flip, but we're going to let Ohio have the ball first. They're going to return it out to the 28. Also, by the way, the the E version E uses variable punt and kick returns and kickoffs. So I would roll a D6, check the return man's grade, and it would tell me where he returns it, the kickoff, where it goes to, and then how far he returns it. But for speed, the original game uses static, right? And there's a reason for that. I've talked about it before. I won't waste people's time explaining again why I prefer static special teams over the long haul. All right, here we go. And if they have if they have an asterisk next to their number, they can try to return them for touchdowns. Neither one of these guys had an asterisk. All right, I'm going to call the plays. I'm not going to roll them. And Ohio runs on a D minus 1, so we're going to start with a pass on the B charts. 44 is going to be complete, so again, we look at the B charts. And again, this is meant to be like the field. If you imagine that you are behind the quarterback, and this is the left side of the field, this is the right side of the field, this is down the middle of the field, right? You can imagine 44 is complete right smack in the middle of the field if the quarterback is going this way, right? So just imagine to the quarterback, this would be right in the middle of the field, say to the tight end. So it's catch, and they use the receiving C charts for their catches, and we're going to automatically, and again, I didn't have to put the plus 3 on there for fictional, it's here, but if you were playing Canadian ball, this C is a higher value, right? So C, 45. So this book is for those who want to play Canadian, high school, indoor, fictional, US Pro, right? If simple, and the E version, everything is assumed fictional, the fictional rules. However, it's still based on American pro football, so it won't be based on college ball. All right, 45. It's a catch to the tight end for 45 for 10 yards, plus 3, 13 yards, 10, 11, 12, 13. And Parallax football and the Ohio Originals are underway here, folks. We're going to run the ball. 52 on the D charts with a minus 1 adjustment. D chart, hand off. D chart, 52 is going to be a run for 3, minus 1 point of attack. We're going to get 2 yards, 2nd and 8. We're going to pass the ball again. The B chart is worth passing on. That's going to be a pass deep down the middle of the field. And if I say deep, I just mean further down. It doesn't have to be deep, but it's farther in the range of the completion. And again, we use C for the reception. 16 is 6 plus 3, 9 yards, and a first down at the 48 of the enemy. Ohio moving the ball. Normally, you would roll 3 dice. One would dictate the coaches, and the coach is rated. So Ohio's coach is run, pass, 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 pass. You would roll to find out what they're doing. I'm not calling defense, right? Defense is baked in. All right, Ohio is going to go ahead and run the ball. 24. Not going to be good on the D chart, I don't believe, but let's take a look. 24. 24 is 2 yards minus 1. They get 1 yard running. Drop back and pass. Pass 25 might be complete. Pass on the B chart. Man, that B chart is nice. 25 is complete on the very edge of the field, so this would be an out route to the split end. And he catches this pass for 23. He's going to catch it for 5 plus 3, 8 yards. Not enough for a first. 3rd and 1. And we're going to play action pass again. Ooh, 15 might be incomplete. Yep. Damn, on the B chart, 15. He tries a quick slant pass to the split end, and it's batted away, 4th down. They are not in field goal range. Their place kicker's a B. I don't believe that's going to put them in range. From the 48. No, 39. Yes, he is. 1 to 4. Okay, so if I roll a 5 or a 6, he misses. Yep. Dang, he's going to miss. So place kicker, Dennison, misses a 46-yard field goal attempt. No good. And folks, add 7 to that. We're going to be at the 46. Again, in my fictional league, the goalposts are at the goal line. The San Diego Saints on the road dodge a bullet. Reynolds takes to the field, quarterbacking on this team. He's got Burns and Gregg in the backfield. And they run the ball with a B+1. So imagine Burns and Gregg, folks, are going to be getting the rock, and we're going to hand it off right out of the gate. We're going to pound the rock with these guys. 55. Snaps, turns, hands, 5+1. 6 yards for Burns. It is 2nd and 4. We're going to run the ball again against the Ohio Originals. 62 is 4+1, 5 more. It's 1st down at the 43. 1st down, we're going to hand it off to the fullback, Gregg. 13 is 0+1. He gets a yard. 2nd down. We're going to hand it off to Burns again on a pitch out. 36 is going to be nice. 3+1 is 4 more. It's going to be 3rd and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3rd and 5. We're going to have to put the ball in the air. Drops back on the C charts. I think I just threw a sack. 22. No, incomplete. It is 4th down. They have to settle. 38, though, for their field goal kicker. He's an F. He is not allowed to try this. So he has no chance. So he just doesn't have the leg. Coach knows it. 4th down. Our punt is 45, which means it goes into the end zone. So we're going to go for it. We're in no man's land. So this would create no man's land in this version of the game. In the E version, Parallax Football E, you have a coffin corner opportunity, and you can punt this from here. But in this particular game, it's no man. It creates no man's land. Punting puts them into the end zone. I can still punt, but it would put them at the 20. I cannot make it from here with my kicker, so it's a perfect no man's land situation, and we're going for it. We're going to run the ball. This team is good enough. They're actually better running with a +1 point of attack, dominating the line of scrimmage. So we're going to go ahead and run here. They're okay with failing. They're willing to give the ball up here, but they think they have a better chance getting it running. 62, not going to be good enough. 4, wait, +1, 5. They get it on the nose. They bring out the chains to measure. And the crowd boos the referees in the spot of the ball as they signal 1st down. And the San Diego Saints, with those 2 backs, Burns and Gregg, get the 1st down. We're going to run again. 32 is 1+1, 2 yards, 1, 2, 2nd down. We're going to pass, play action, drop back, 42. Ooh. 42 on the completion chart of C. 42 is incomplete. 3rd down. We got to go for it. We're still not in field goal range. Believe it or not, we need 2. 3rd down, we got to run. Try to get at least enough for a field goal. 5 is 5+1 is 6 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they set themselves up with a run play for a field goal from the 25. So the whole point there was getting into a position to tie the game. Excuse me, take the lead. 25. So F can make it on a 1 or a 2. My land. Well, he's got a 35% chance, folks. It's good. Hot dog. So the San Diego Saints, with the wind at their back, see Marlowe squeeze in a 32-yard field goal, and they're going to take the lead, folks. 3-0. And the crowd here in Ohio, not happy. They get the kick, return it out to the 28. Ohio fans on their feet, cheering quarterback McGrady on. Reynolds in the backfield with Fisher, and they're going to open it up with passes. This team is built to pass, Ohio Originals. 30, and I literally built these teams using the, there's 2 ways to create teams in this, randomly, or you can randomly generate numbers and then point and then decide. I built the Ohio Originals to pass the ball. 33 is complete, so this is in the, this would be in the, like the hash mark, like a button hook area. to the split end, and he's going to catch this for 4 plus 3, 7 yards. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second 3. We're going to pass again. 52. Ooh, this might be incomplete. 52 is complete. Out of the, basically a little check down to the halfback. So to Reynolds out of the backfield. 24 is another 6 plus 3. 9 yards and a first down to the 44. The fans on their feet. Ohio is going to go ahead and run one. To keep it honest, 26 is a good handoff, even though they're on the D chart. 26 is 4, minus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's a good run for the Ohio Originals against the Saints. All right, we're going to pass the ball using that B completion chart. Quarterback McGrady has a nice calm atmosphere here as they're at home. Fans are quiet. Educated fans know to keep their mouths shut when the offense is communicating. 51 is incomplete. He drops back, looks, fires it, incomplete. Third down, they have no choice. They got to put it in the air again. 32, incomplete. Back-to-back passes, trying to get the first down yardage. Both of them incomplete. McGrady struggling here against the San Diego Saints. They're going to punt. Their punt is a 39. 10, 20, 30, 40, 39 at the 14. That is net, meaning it counts for the return. And they will have to punt. First quarter, one more drive, and we'll wrap up the first quarter. San Diego up 3-0 here, despite Dennison, who is the better place kicker, missing a kick early for Ohio. All right, the San Diego Saints trot out onto the field with a fantastic running duo, and they are going to run the ball. They're going to hand it off to Burns. Burns is going to get hammered for nothing. +1 thanks to movement at the point of attack. San Diego's going to hand it off to the big man. Oh, it's a long run for the fullback. Greg breaks free for 53 yards. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3. The fans here stunned as this running game between Burns and Greg, the fullback Greg gets the power sweep, stiff arms away a pathetic Ohio backer and our rumbles. What hurts Ohio is their run stuff grade of D. They do have good backers, and they do have great coverage. This is a passing team with pass defense. Their run front, not so hot, and you just saw it right there as Greg stiff-armed away a defensive end and found room down the middle of the field. And they're down to the 32. The fans here stunned. We're going to go ahead and pass the ball now. 32 is going to be incomplete, I think, on the C charts. Drops back, looks so easy to read these color charts. 32 or 30, yep, incomplete. He throws it down in the middle of the field looking for the tight end, incomplete. Second down, we're going to pound the rock with Burns. It's a pitch out from the eye. Pow! Tackle for loss. He loses a yard as the linebacker for Ohio comes flying in, cuts through the open gaping hole, and hits Burns in the backfield, causing a 1-yard loss, I think. Actually, let me double check these rules. These rules might actually get a roll for the loss. Tackle for loss is, 1d6. Never mind, he loses 1. He lost 1 yard, third down and 11. The other versions, it's a set static number, 1 yard loss. In this version, you need to roll for the tackle for loss. So it could have been a sweep for a loss of 1 to 6. This happened to be hammered in the backfield, loss of 1. Third and long, they don't have a choice. The Saints, who don't pass as well, have got to put the ball in the air. And they're out of field goal range, so they really do need to get something here. They're looking at the C charts. Oh, not good. 13, lucky for them, incomplete. He throws it deep down the sidelines, trying to get a big play. Nobody's home. Could have been a sack. It's incomplete. And they cannot kick the field goal from here. And if they punt, again, they pin it in the end zone. So they're going to go for it. They need 9 yards, and why not? They're going to run, because that's what that'll do. So there's a couple of reasons why would you go for it? Well, because whatever yardage we get, they get the ball there, as opposed to us punting, they could get the ball to 20 for sure, right? Which would be fine. So we could punt, guaranteeing that. But what if we rolled a 8 plus 1, 9? We would get the first down. So if we happen to roll these 8 or the long, we'd get a first down. So why not go for it? 64, really close. 6-4 is 6. 7 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not good enough. It'll be a TOD, turnover on downs. Had they punted, they would have pinned him at the 20 on a touchback. So it cost them 6 yards to go for it. But what if they had busted free for a first? 64 would have been a good passing play. I probably should have put the ball in the air. But their receiving is D. So their odds of completing it for a first about as bad as it is running it for a first. So they might as well run when you have a B rated. And their B could break away a long gain. Their D could not get a long gain. All right, so San Diego ends up turnover on downs. It's going to be San Diego first quarter, San Diego 3. The Ohio Originals 0. Second quarter about to get underway. Ohio's going to run the ball to start, and they're running on the D chart -1. Probably shouldn't have called that. Nope, 23, not good. 23 is 1 -1, nowhere, second down. All right, it becomes easy for them now. They're going to do what they do best. They're going to pass the ball. McGrady, drop back. 22 is, oh, not a sack. Incomplete, though. Man, McGrady, despite the B charts, is having a rough day. 3rd and long. They got a pass. 15, he drops back, looks deep down the sideline to the split end. Incomplete. 4th down. And they'll punt again. 10, 20, 39. And that's where the change happens in the net. So the return by Tyson might have been a fair catch, might have been a return with 7 or something. Doesn't matter. It's 39 yards. And the Ohio Original fans now are getting a little grumpy here in Cleveland. The only thing that the only thing this Ohio, of course, they might be in Cleveland, Ohio. The only thing this Ohio fan base has to cheer about is they don't have Deshaun Watson at quarterback. For those who've been following NFL Cleveland football of late, you know what I'm talking about. All right, San Diego goes to work. They're going to pass the ball on the C charts. He drops back. He looks. He fires into the middle of the field to the tight end on a post route. And 44 on the D charts for them. 44 is going to be a catch for 6 plus 2, 8 yards. Nice little seam route to the tight end. They're going to run the ball from the B charts, which is a brilliant running game. And folks, 46 is huge. They're going to run for 7 plus 1, 8 yards. It's going to put them at the 49 of the enemy. San Diego has been the better team today, despite being the worst passing team and a place kicking of F. Their B running game has kept them in this. They're going to run the ball. Nice carry. 45 is 5 plus 1, 6 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the big fullback, Greg. Going to pitch it out to Burns. 56, 8 plus 1, 9 yards for Burns, down to the 39. Once again, though, you can see how amazing the static special teams work out. They cannot even try a field goal until they get to the 29 or closer, so they still have to get 15 yards just to be in this kid's range. That's how interesting it is. They can run the ball, but they still got to get 15 just to kick. All right, they're going to hand it off to the fullback on a cross buck to the fullback. And he's going to rumble for 3 plus 1, 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 15 yards. They need 6 yards. Sorry, they need 1 more yard, and they'll be in field goal range. And with that said, they're going to hand it off to Burns, trying to get that trap play for 1 yard. And he's going to rumble for 2 plus 1 is 3. So they're in field goal range now. 1, 2, 3. 3rd down and only 2. They're going for it. No, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3. We're going to run for it. Burns pitch out to the big halfback. 23 is 1 plus 1 is 2. 1, 2, 4th and 1, but we're in field goal range from the 25. 1 to 2. I'm almost tempted to go for it. Their chance of getting 1 yard is far superior to making the field goal. And the Saints are going for it. They are going to run the ball because they are so dang good. Now, I'm going to use the new rule. So the simple book, Parallax Football Simple and Parallax Football E, use what's called a submarine rule. And that forces, they can automatically, in extreme situations, submarine the offensive line. They're going to sub the offensive line, and that's going to, basically that means undercutting the offensive line, trying to cause a pileup and reduce the open holes. And so they're going to do that as Greg gets the handoff up the gut. The defense is submarining the offensive line. And unfortunately, he's going to step over the top for 7 plus 1, 8 yards. Folks, they're down to the 17 as Greg sees the submarine, and he just kind of long steps over the bodies and skips back until the strong safety can pull him down. So the submarine doesn't help, as Greg, the fullback for the San Diego Saints, is fantastic. And they're going to pitch it to Burns. Burns gets the pitch, hits the edge for 6 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second down and 4. They're going to run again with Burns, following the big fullback Greg. 54. 54 is 5 plus 1, 6 more. They're down to the 5 and first. First down and goal from the 5. And we will submarine for the remainder of this drive on goal-to-go situations. So Ohio naturally lining up in a 6-man front with thirds coverage. And they're going to be basically 6 to 9 men in the box. 8 to 9 men in the box. They're going to submarine the offensive line. And they have to use the C chart now. Here we go. And it's going to be 31. 0 plus 1, 1 yard. Second down. Submarine work there. Second and goal. This is a handoff to Greg. They're going to sub him. 52 is 3 plus 1, 4 yards. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Greg. Despite submarining the line, Greg, these two backs are fantastic. 4-yard run. Extra point for the F kicker. Not good. He can miss it on a 5 or a 6. Nope, it's good. PAT, folks. That makes it 10-3. San Diego. Final drive of the first half for Ohio, out to the 28. And coach tells McGrady, let her rip. Just go play ball. So they're gonna let her rip. 44. 44 is complete, and that's what they want. Unfortunately, their receivers are only a C. So it's complete. And it's complete for 9 yards. Second and 1. Again, he already signaled, let her rip. He told his guy, go play football. And it's going to be complete. Another completion deep down the right sideline, 52, or not deep, but 6 plus 1, 9 more. First down as McGrady now 2 for 2 for 18 yards on this drive. Going to pass. Oh no, this could be intercepted. 21. Pick, no, sack. Down he goes. The sack is for a loss of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a sack. Second down. You got to open it up. You're going to pass the ball. Oh no, 12 is a sack. Back-to-back sacks for the Saints. 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. Third and long. And the coach over here for Ohio, livid as his offensive line is allowed 2 sacks. Back-to-back. Third and long. Ohio has no choice. They got to pass. It's complete. Can they get enough for the first? 65, almost. 13 plus 3, 16 yards. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Fourth and 1 for the Originals. They're going for it. And no, they will not run the ball. They're going to put it in the air on a play action drop back. And it's going to be complete, baby. It's going to get them a first unless they drop it. 64. Beautiful pass for 11 plus 3. 14 yards. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. To the 31, and they're in field goal range. Folks, it's 10-0. Ohio's final drive before the half. Can they get a touchdown? They're going to run the ball once. Oh, no. I should not have done that. 21 is 0 minus 1. Bad call for me. That's 2 sacks and a tackle for loss on this drive for Ohio Originals, and they are still in field goal range. We're going to have to pass. 65 is complete. Deep for the flanker down the right sideline. Unfortunately, he's going to come back to the ball for... Oh, no, they're on D. Ooh, they got a great quarterback, and basically it's a short passing. And what that tells you is it's a dink and dunk passing game. Good high percentage completion chance. And the receivers are actually reduced, I should say. Anyway, 14 is 2 plus 3, 5 yards. Not good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it makes it 3rd and short. We're going to pass again. 35 is complete to the tight end. Ooh, 14 is 4 plus 3, 5 in the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 4th and 1 again. And they don't have a choice. They are going to put the ball in the air. They could kick a field goal, but boy, why? They have a B kicker from the 23. is 1 to 5, so they could miss on 16%. We're going for it. Let's see if we can keep the drive alive. We need 7 to make this interesting. Complete to the tight end on a seam route. Waving his hands on a seam route is Gary down the middle of the field. 41 is a catch for 2, plus 3 is 5 and a first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to the 17, and the crowd here roars as Ohio's converted multiple fourth downs here. We're going to pass. 53 on the beat chart, I believe, is a catch. 53 is complete to the tight end on a drag. And he's going to drag across and break free for 14. Down to the 3, first and goal. The crowd roars as McGrady has been on fire. Despite his 2 sacks and a tackle for loss, McGrady has been accurate and on fire. It is first down and goal from the 3. And they are going to put a ball in the air. Ooh, I think that's incomplete. No, it's complete out of the flat to the halfback. So it's a completion in the flat for 35. Catch for 9, touchdown. McGrady, 3-yard pass to the halfback, Reynolds, who has not had a chance to run on this drive. There was a tackle for loss, so it might have been Reynolds. Their place kicker is a B, automatic, PAT. Folks, it is 10-7. So they've made the game interesting. The field goal was missed earlier. 10-7. San Diego gets the final drive of the half. Their kick return is 25. So very nice. Both of them were good kick returners today. One against a bad place kicker, the other a good return man. All right, the Saints are ahead 10-7 thanks to an early field goal in the first and a 4-yard Greg touchdown run. Greg also had a 53-yard rip for their fullback. So the San Diego Saints running game is intact. And with that said, guess what we're going to do? We're going to run the ball. Ooh, 62 is 4 plus 1, 5 yards. 2nd and 5. We're going to run again with Burns. Pitch out to the halfback. He's going to lower his head, spin around the end, and get 5 more. First down. This team is very much a dual-threaded running game with a run chart of B, but they're facing a D front 4, so that's the problem. We're going to run again. It's going to be a loss of, 0 plus 1 for point of attack, so that's it's a yard. 2nd down, we're going to run again. Pitch out to Burns. 25, Burns gets the pitch, picks up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3rd and 5, we don't have a choice. We're going to run Greg. They're okay with going into the tunnel on the road, up by 3. It's 46. Nope, they're going to get enough, folks. 43 is 7 plus 1, 8 and a first down. The crowd here is stunned as they're angry. This front 4 can't sustain its blocks against the San Diego Saints offensive line in their 2-headed backfield. And again, we're going to hand it off to Greg. Greg's going to rumble again. 54 is 5 plus 1, 6 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why put it in the air when you're up by 3 and you can eat clock? We're going to run Burns. Pitch out to Burns. 23. Run for 2. 1, 2. 3rd and 2. Lined up with a big backfield, bringing in a 3rd back. They're going to hand it off to Greg, trying to get the first. 14 up the gut is 1. Plus 1 is 2 in the first. Greg gets it. The crowd boos the spot. But when they measure it, they signal first. The crowd here in Ohio doesn't like it. First down. We're going to play action bomb. Quarterback Reynolds. 22. Uh-oh, not good on the C charts. I have a feeling that's a sack. No, incomplete. He takes a shot deep to keep him honest. And we'll go back to pounding the rock. We're going to pitch it to Burns. Burns gets the pitch, goes for 9 yards, 3rd and 1. Remember, they need to do everything they can just to get in field goal range with an F kicker. At the 31, they need 1, 2. They need 1 for a first, and 4 puts them into field goal range. So that's how desperate the Saints are to get yardage. They're going to hand it off to Greg, the big fullback. All they want to do is get enough to get the first here, but they want enough to get into field goal range. 31 is going to be nowhere. Plus 1. They get 1, and they get, again, a good spot from the officials. The crowd here now booing is that is third close calls that the Ohio fans are very disappointed in the refs. First down, they need 1, 2, 3 more yards to get into field goal range. They're going to pitch it to Burns. Burns is going to get it 3 yards, 1, 2, 3, second down. They're going to keep playing, though. Hand off to Greg. Greg's going to rumble for 2, 1, 2, third down. They're going to hand it off to Greg. One more time up the gut. 6-2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First down. They get another one. The crowd can't believe it. The Ohio Originals struggling mightily with that point of attack. That +1 is adding up. So for those who want to know how valuable a +1 is, if I run the ball 35 times today, that's 35 yards without me rolling dice. That's how important a +1 is. 35 carries with a +1 is 35 yards. They're at -1. 35 carries for those guys, they're at -34 or 35. That's why I'm deterred from running, and I'm definitely going to run the ball with that +1. Because that's going to add up over the course of a game to 35, just in 35 carries, 35 yards. In a 10-game schedule, that's 350 yards. And we know that the average for scoring, 350 divided by 12, that adds up to 29 points on the season. Right? That's what that would be worth. So their +1 in this game, now they're not going to have +1 in every game, but in this game, that +1 is going to add up to 2.9 points. They've already got a field goal, I think, because of it. Here we go. San Diego keeping the drive alive. This is the final drive of the half. Then I'm going to end this video. But here we go. They're going to run again. Pitch out to Greg. 25 is 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting the NFL average. We're going to hand it off again to Burns. Pitch out. 14 is 2 yards. 1, 2. Third down. They're in field goal range. They'd love to get a close field goal. They're going to pitch it to Burns again. Going around the end. And he's going to rumble for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a first. They keep getting it on third and whatever. They just get it thanks to that +1. The crowd now completely stunned as they've converted how many first downs on this drive? 3? They're already up 10-7. I get another touchdown. We're going to be sitting at about the right amount of first downs to points. We're going to hand it off to Greg up the gut. 45, pounding the rock. 5 plus 1 is 6 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second and 4. And this defense, we're now in a... now, I could be using submarine. Matter of fact, on those 1-yard runs, I should have been using submarine. I forgot. It's my fault. We're going to go into the submarine how, reducing them to the C chart. That was my fault. Either way, it's still a +1 point of attack. 33 is 3 plus 1, 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. First and goal from the 2. And again, they're going to submarine. We're going to run Greg, the fullback. 53 is going to be 3 plus 1 touchdown, 2 yards. Greg will get his second running touchdown of 2 yards. And the PAT for this guy is a F, so we have to roll. And he misses. Fails. And it's 16-7 at halftime. Greg, their big fullback, dominating the point of attack. Again, this was designed to think about 60s and 70s football, where running was king. You know, if you have secured the advantage at the line of scrimmage, you were going to run the ball in the 60s and 70s. And this was designed to give you that. However, if you weren't winning at the point of attack, it was a definite disadvantage. And you might be forced to put the ball in the air more often. And that was this Parallax Football Original and Parallax Football Complete were designed to give you that sense of hard knock, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, 60s and 70s running, right? And there it is. So I'm going to stop here. San Diego ends up getting 13 points in the second, and Ohio goes for it a couple of times. They end up getting a touchdown with a McGrady pass. And it is a 16-7 game. San Diego will have the ball to start the third quarter, and I will finish this on my own time. Anyway, this is a look at the new A5 color book. Beautiful little book. It's easy to carry in a laptop bag with a couple of dice, and you can track the game. And it even has now the football time to Parallax football conversion charts. So you can convert your football time teams to Parallax football or vice versa. So you could use this to simulate all your football time games. And there you have it, folks. That is Parallax Football complete. 8/24. Everybody out there have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.